Well, he's the fluffy red monster we all love. But while the arm inside him was double vaccinated and boosted months ago, Elmo's long overdue COVID jab has finally arrived. Supported by his Sesame Street cast and crew, the little guy did his bit to get information with his peers, including Big Bird, Snuffleupagus, Oscar the Bastard, and this blue Spanish one. Even INN's The Drudge received his puppetry pandemic puncture, and he's never felt better. Doctors and health experts were on hand to encourage children to be more like Elmo, given they wouldn't understand vaccine trial data even if it were available. Dr. Sanjay Gupta made an appearance.
COVID vaccines are now available for children. We're going to be able to help stop the spread of COVID.
Clearing up an earlier comment he made on the Joe Rogan right-wing propaganda show.
But we don't have any idea how that's going to affect them long term, correct?
That is true.
Even Oscar the Bastard, who was photographed stockpiling ivermectin in his trash can, tweeted his acceptance of the jab, crediting vaccine and vaginaologist Kismika Corbett for explaining the shots in a way Americans could digest.
A ball of fat. You get a message wrapped in a ball of fat, and that ball of fat just allows for that vaccine to go into your arm so that we can prevent you from getting COVID.
How do we make sure the right dose is administered to our kids?
That is such a great question. The right dose is determined based on just the color of the vial.
But of course, there were some who were quick to criticize the use of Muppets to promote vaccines in young people.
Go ahead, give it a shot. See what I did? See what I said?
Suggesting the promos failed to mention side effects linked to the new mRNA vaccines or the vaccine adverse reaction data. It's hard to know what people want these days. You don't want to bum them out with negative stuff. So you send Dr. Fauci and they say he's corrupt for funding research that made coronavirus more contagious. And then you send in Dr. Bill Gates and they say he's no good because he's not a doctor. And now they won't even listen to Elmo. INN Tonight's Larry Fillmore received his third booster months ago, even before approval. And aside from Bell's palsy and some pericarditis, he's happy he made the right decision.
Being in the spotlight as long as I have, you get to know a few people who can move you up the queue a bit. So I've had 5 and I can't wait to get more because I'm a people person and I want to stay in formation just like millions of my fans. So get out there and get the jab. Don't worry if it works. It's more about saying you're a little bit more like Larry Fillmore, just without the money.
Big Bird's mother had initially shown some vaccine hesitancy.
Dr. Sanjay, I have some questions.
But the panel was quick to dispel any disinformation.
This vaccine really works to protect our kids against COVID, but it's also very safe. The only side effects are soreness, in the arm where you get the shot. And some people have had headaches and felt a little tired afterwards.
Identifying 3 of 1,265 adverse reactions recently listed by Pfizer in the papers they tried to suppress for 75 years. And while Pfizer was aware of over 158,000 adverse events before they applied for FDA approval, it's clear that not a single one was attributed to a puppet or Muppet or monster. So the fluffy creatures can once again feel safe with the arms of their puppeteers inside them, Sandy.
And now to sport with our good mate Joe Sockick.